Full time. Brentford won, Manchester United won in a game that we are not even supposed to get any point. I tell you we are lucky. To obviously get even a single point because nothing showed that we really had the intent to obviously come up and really get a point from the Gateshead Community Stadium down in London. And if you're a United fan and you've gone ahead obviously be watching us for the recent times, you ask yourselves what United is going to turn up, because that is the hugest question that everyone is asking himself. What Man United side is really going to turn up? You know, when you look at the way we played against Liverpool, now we fought back. You anticipated that going to the game of football, when you've gotten to know that Spurs have gone ahead to win, Aston Villa have gone ahead to win, and all what you had to do was to win this game of football, you would expect a different reaction altogether from the players of Man United. And to make it worse, every time you rate them off, they surprise you. Every time you trust them, they down tools. Today, all those players on the field of play did nothing. They did nothing. None of those players was like, I want to play the game of football. No one really had the intent to play. That is it. Apart from Kobe Mainoo, whom you really give a benefit of doubt that he was really injured. So he was really ill and he had to undergo a late fitness to come into this game of football and play. That is it. But the rest of the players have been like pedestrians. No intent to obviously coming through and put in a shift. God helps you. You get a goal, right? From nowhere. You understand? After getting that goal from nowhere, with just 2 minutes to go, 2-3 minutes to go, you fail to defend that. And this is a collective effort. You know, all those that was just a message. Now, what was the reason for the players of Manchester United to play a high line? To skip in the half of the opponent. What was the reason? You've gone ahead to get that goal. What is the reason of really getting into the half of the opponent? It was simple. Get into the box, stay compact, and try to do the needful and really block everything that these teams are really trying to throw at us. That is it. You know, even the simple basics that don't need the manager to explain to these players. They cannot come out and do it, because me, a fan who was seated here in my sitting room watching the game, no sooner had Mason Mount went ahead to score that goal, I was like, now it's parking the bus. Park the bus and make it hard for them to score. And this is the same thing that happened to us in Copenhagen. It has gone ahead to happen to us very many times. I don't know why we don't learn. These things are not even supposed to be explained by the manager. These are things that a captain like Bruno Fernandes should come out and really tell the players. Now, we've gone ahead to score a goal with 2 minutes left. What should we do? All you have to do is go ahead and close down the pitch. Tell Rasmus Højlund, get into our half. Scott McTominay, get into our half. Let's stay compact. That is it. If we are compact enough, there is no way that team of Brentford gets that goal. I tell you, how do they really get that goal? That is a big question, because if we are compact enough, there is no way they get that goal. I tell you this. There is no way they get that goal, because that cutback cross comes in through to put in United ahead was really uncalled for. I tell you, there was no need for the club of Man United to obviously allow that cutback in. And two players of Manchester United marking Ivan Toney, and Ivan Toney find a reason or a space to see to it that he passes that ball through them. Those players were Casemiro and the other one was Lindelof. You had to close him down. And it's very shocking that we've gone ahead to face 181 shots this season, and all the teams in that queue, Luton Town, Brentford, Sheffield, West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves, are really almost in the bottom half. And I think it's by a miracle that we are into the top half and we are sixth onto the Premier League table, because today we've gone ahead to face very many shots, 31 shots from Brentford. That is really unacceptable. It's really unacceptable, the club of Man United. And if at all you're a player of Man United and you're watching in this channel and you are letting our club to obviously act like that, It's really, 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 really bad for the club of Man United. In this game of football, I don't want to hear anyone coming in through saying it is because of that. It's because of Manchester United having injuries. The players we had on display, all our disposal, had to go out and really get a win for the club of Man United today. They had to go ahead and really do that. And I see no reason as to why people are really even looking at injuries, because Brentford, a team that we played today, had 7 players injured. 7 players injured. How many players did Man United have injured? Martial, Evans, and who else? And Luke Shaw. We had only 3 players injured and 1 suspended, that is Amad Diallo. That team had to go away and really get us a win. I tell you, if you don't get a win from such a game, the Champions League hopes are over. I'm not talking Champions League anymore. That is it. It's done and dusted. It's done and dusted, and there is no way you're going to come out and really talk about a win. No way. There is no way you're going to come out and obviously talk about what we talk about winning. Do we have the right to even talk about winning? Because when you look at this goal, would have gone ahead to really have more and more and more players into that half of the side of Man United. But you look at that player that scores that goal, the equalizer, he was not even marked. Where were the other players? When I look at this photo, I see Scott McTominay, Mason Mount in the box. Where was Bruno Fernandes? Right? Where was because Casemiro is in the box, Rasmus Højlund, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony. Where were those 3 players? Because they needed to be in our half. But they're nowhere to be seen. And that's how we stupidly went ahead to really concede that goal. And it was really very, 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 very bad for the side of Man United to concede such a stupid goal and really allow it to go in. You cannot allow such goals to go past us. We cannot. That is it. Why should we allow such goals to go past us? You haven't gone ahead to play very well in that entire game, and you expect that you are going to really find yourself in a position of really coming out and really getting in what we call another chance. Apart from that, the chance we gotten was really from the Lord. It was like an Easter present, like we had resurrected, like Jesus is going to resurrect tonight. You get? And we failed to treasure that chance. And this is where I come in through a little bit and really talk to Erik ten Hag a little bit, that why did he have to obviously come out and not tell the players to defend? Because that was a moment of us defending. We needed nothing. There was nothing we needed to do apart from defending. We've gone ahead to be really given a chance to get in a goal that was really well crafted by the club of Man United, and we failed to defend it. That is really very, 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 very bad of Man United. And I tell you, I hate that mentality. And when I come here and I tell you that we're really having a very bad mentality as players of Man United, don't think that I have an agenda over these players. These players are not doing their job. Even the little things that they're supposed to be minding, their business, they are not doing so. I tell you, if a team gets a goal around that time, you understand? Do you know what they are going to do? They are going to park the bus. They are going to park the bus. That's what they are going to do. And did we park the bus? No. Did we stay open? Yes. Was it uncalled for? No. Which team does that? Only Manchester United. We were lucky that we conceded 31 shots and we never really went ahead to concede a goal. And these players were like, all right, we've gone ahead to score 1 goal. Can we even get another? Who tells you that? Who tells you that? Look at that photo, however small it is. Look, this guy who scores was really alone. He was really, and you ask yourselves, why was Harry Maguire? What was he doing there? And Harry Maguire, by the time they shot that ball, he was running towards the goalkeeper. Yet, he was supposed to be marking this. Why were we all of us going to the goal, yet the players are supposed to mark way around here for us to stop them from obviously doing the needful? Very bad defending, childhood defending, and these players are really answerable. The manager has also to be blamed, but where do these players sleep? In moments like these, you don't even need to be told what to do. Compactness was required in that game after he had gone ahead to score. And kudos to Mason Mount to get his first competitive goal for the club of Man United. Kudos for him. But it comes in through at a very right moment that he would have gone ahead to be talked on as the hero to take us to 50 points. And we are now at 48. His goal would have gone ahead to really take us close to the Champions League. And if I really had gone ahead to qualify for the Champions League, would have gone ahead to admit that it was that guy who went ahead to score that goal. And we went ahead to obviously ruin his energy. If a player does that, a goal like that, with 2-3 minutes to go, why don't you defend them? You understand? We could have gone ahead to defend better. Maybe even Ten Hag would have gone ahead to bring on Amrabat. Take off Rasmus Højlund, bring on Amrabat. Because for me, the moment that goal went in, all what was running in my mind was, let Scott McTominay let Bruno Fernandes play as a false number 9. Let Casemiro, Amrabat, and Scott McTominay be in the midfield 3. Then Mount joins them with Anthony to make a 4-5-1 system, to make it hard for them to even get into our box. They wouldn't go past or skip past Dalot or skip past Aaron Bissaka. All they had to do was to come out and really put in those crosses, because the compactness wouldn't have gone ahead to allow them to put in those small crosses like they did, because that goal is a result of us not doing the needful, not being compact. If you are compact in the midfield, nothing would have gone ahead to come out easily. And in that entire game, we gave out possession easily. We gave it out easily. We are not like a team that came here to win. You understand? And it was like Brentford has gone ahead to become a bogey team to the club of Man United. That is it, because last season we beat them at Old Trafford, but they beat us at their stadium. This season, they almost took 3 points from us at Old Trafford, not until Scott McTominay came off the bench and scored a brace. You remember? Now, this season we've gone ahead to go at their place, where they went ahead to annihilate us by 4 goals to 0 last season, and we almost lost there. That is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And if you're a United fan outside there, this is the time you come out and really understand that we should be doing better and better and better. And the quality of these players are really lacking, because the moment the manager starts to bring on Lisandro Martinez, who you looked was not really much fit to do the job, it shows you how bad these other players have gone ahead, obviously known to represent the manager as want him to be represented. And for the first 15 minutes, the team played very well. After that, we surrendered everything. 21 shots at the goal of Man United, though only one was on target in the first half, and we lived on their mercy. There was a ball of Ivan Toney that went ahead to be denied to cross the line by the bottom post. There was a ball of Wissa. Very many chances came in through. There was a header that almost kissed the woodwork. In the second half, Mbuemo hits a woodwork, and very many other times Brentford came in through to obviously expose us. So the players were really off. They never showed up today, and trust me, there was no intent to win for the club of Man United, because if the intent to win was there, concentration for the last 3-4 minutes would have gone ahead to come into play after we went ahead to score the first goal. But even when we scored the first goal, there was no intent for the players of Man United to come in through and say, all right, let's close it down and we'll win this game of football. That is how ugly this team of United looked today. And when we talk about an overhaul at Man United in the summer, this is what we talk about. Let's not be having a bloated squad that is not able, that's not having quality. I rather be like Man City. When you look at the club of Man City, they have a starting 11 and some limited players that are of absolute quality. you know. But Man United is having very many players, and few of those are of quality. And I tell you, Bruno Fernandes, if you're going to hate to see what he played today, you obviously understand that he doesn't deserve to be at the club of Man United. He doesn't deserve to be here. You are a number 10. The game has just started. You've not created any chance for your number 9. You get a ball and you just hit it at goal. Stupidly like that. The game has just started and you're thinking of shooting at goal. Yet, the thoughts of a number 10 should really look at the runs of his front three. Rasmus Højlund, Rashford, and Garnacho. But for him, on several occasions this game, I've got to hate to see Bruno Fernandes get into good positions and he went in for shots. Close to 3-4 times. I was going to hate to do that. And he only released Rasmus Højlund once in one of the best chances we got, where Dalot went ahead to obviously go ahead and really find a line-breaking pass through to beat the high line of Brentford. And Rashford went ahead to release Bruno with the cutback cross to find Rasmus Højlund, and it was a very beautiful save from the goalkeeper. That's the only time I remember Bruno Fernandes found out the strike of Man United. But the rest couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. It shows you how bad Bruno Fernandes is as our number 10. In a game like that, you get the balls. He did blind passes, 1. Hollywood passes, 2. Couldn't track back, and he's not a leader. For all of us conceding that goal, before I go into the manager, I have to go onto the leader on the pitch. If you people, where you are watching this game of football, thought of defending and really compacting our half, what of Bruno Fernandes was playing on that field of play? Would have gone ahead to come out and beat all the players from the celebration that all you have to do is that let's cocoon in our half. Let's cocoon in our half, defend, and after defending, let's invite pressure, because we've gone ahead to invite pressure for 100 minutes plus. They're not going ahead to score against us. We've gone ahead to score. That means we can defend. Because all what was written all over this wall was like, United was not going to concede a goal and we were not going to score. God delivers us from evil and we get one goal in. We fail to control that, That's where, in my language, people have a saying that those without teeth are the ones that God gives the meat. Arsenal struggled to win at Brentford last year. Not until Kai Havertz came in during the 89th minute and scored one goal. They added close to 4-5 minutes. Arsenal defended and defended until they walked away with their 3 points. We wouldn't have gone ahead to do any offense if we defended as a club of Man United in that entire game, in those entire remaining minutes, and walked with our heads high after that game. Because it's written nowhere that you should win every game playing well. No way. That goal shows you that it's of absolute quality. Anthony loses possession. Rasmus Højlund fights back. He plays in Dalot. Dalot plays in Bruno. Bruno plays in, Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay plays in Casemiro. And Casemiro releases Mason Mount. And Mason Mount went ahead to score his first goal for the club of Man United. So, for Casemiro, in the position he was in, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. But ask yourself, how many times did Bruno Fernandes find himself in the same position and fail to do exactly what Casemiro went ahead to do? Close to 2-3 occasions. 2-3 occasions. He couldn't really find out Rasmus Højlund. He goes in for stupid passes instead of really going in for a nearby pass. And you build from the back, going in for Hollywood stupid passes that are really uncalled for. And Erik ten Hag should also note it that Bruno Fernandes, however much he's rated highly by people with his stats, he costs that team. You get in a player like Eriksen who is really more composed in that game, it's a different result of football altogether. He will really win differently because you'll have a player who will find out an appropriate pass for your number 9. So, for me, I'm happy for I'm happy for Mason Mount to score his first goal for the club of Man United. And you have to really give him the respect because it came in through where I would have gone ahead to lose the game of football and really sat in for us and went ahead to win, to get in that point. Ask yourself, if Brentford had gone ahead to score first, where would United have gone ahead to get that goal from? Ask yourself. 31 shots by Brentford. Those are the stats. Man United had 11. Both of us have had 5 shots on target. 47% possession by Brentford. Man United had 57% ball possession. 378 passes completed by Brentford. 444 passes completed by Man United. 69% ball possession by Brentford and 80% ball possession by Man United. 7 fouls by Brentford, 14 for Man United. 3 yellow cards to Brentford, 2 to Man United. 1 I think went to Aaron Wan-Bissaka and the other went to Scott McTominay. 0 red cards to Brentford and 0 red cards to Man United. 1 offside to Brentford, 1 to Man United. 14 corners by Brentford and 4 corners to the club of Man United. So we really looked like underdogs tonight, and that's the worst bit of it that you'll ever want to hear. And this is where I tell you that Champions League football is out. We are out of it. With 9 games to go, you can't tell me that we can turn this around. Spurs is now 8 points ahead of Man United. Do you think Spurs is going to drop 8 points when Man United is winning only? I understand they're going to drop, but which guarantee do you have that Man United is going to come up and really win their games? Because today, this was one of the games you thought that we gonna win. This was one of the games you thought we were gonna win. And surprisingly, Man United, he might lose to might draw to Brentford. They go away to Chelsea and really pick up a win on Thursday. That is shocking about Man United. So, this is where we are really getting bad at it. 59 points by Aston Villa and they are 11 points ahead of Man United. If we win the game we have in hand, we'll go to 8 points behind them. Meaning that even if Spurs win, they're going to be at 59 points and we'll be praying for one of those two to drop points to clinch the 5th spot to go into the Champions League. But that is the ugly bit of it. A club like Man United shouldn't be really praying for other teams to lose for it to go through, because the chance, our destiny was in our hands. And for the second time, we've gone ahead to really down tools. We first down tools when we are playing against Fulham. In that game, we deserved to win that game. And right now, even if I'd gone ahead to draw, would have gone ahead to be 5 points behind Tottenham Hotspur. That is it. But because we down tools, and we let other teams surge past us, we are paying for the repercussions. Marcus Rashford, I'm gonna do the player ratings before I go to bed, and I really upload them here. But there are certain players I'm going even to give to. They really looked bad. Marcus Rashford was like he was on a holiday. This is not a leisure park. This is a football stadium where you are expected to come out through and really put in a shift. You understand? Look at Garnacho, just spreading his hands in anger. But what have you done? What have you done when you are given the ball? What did you use it for? All the players were off. Lindelof and Varane came in through and did the needful. And surprisingly, all bad news is that all those two have gone ahead to get injured. And this is why I tell you that the overhaul should start in the central defense. Get off Harry Maguire, get off Victor Lindelof, and get into central defenders. If it's Todibo and Braithwaite, get those two in. Get two out, get two in. In the midfield, get in another CDM that has the energy that can really show us, that can really get us going. Because for Casemiro has shown us that he can really act as a very good number 8. Look at the pass he gives Mason Mount to score. Meaning that if you get him in more further position of the pitch, he can really get you going. And I feel like time has come for Erik ten Hag to try out Kobe Mainoo as a number 10. All else, get in Mason Mount, because Mason Mount has one beautiful thing about him, that he'll obviously get you what we call those goals. He's really good, and if you are to really rely on him to do the job of creativity and really scoring goals, I think he does a better job than Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I think you all agree with me. You know, the number 10 of Bruno Fernandes is old-fashioned. It doesn't really add a lot to the team of Man United. So, but seeing Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez and Casemiro back is good. And let's see. Now for me, I surrender. Champions League football, I don't dream about it anymore, because today we've gone ahead to obviously ruin our chances to play in the Champions League. I tell you, today has gone ahead to be the last nail in the coffin for us to compete for the Champions League places. And I think UEFA Europa League is going to welcome us with open hands. Thursday night football comes in through. I don't see Spurs. You know, let me show you the game of Spurs. Spurs is having games here to play, and you think they're going to drop them? I don't see that happen. Now, they're having Chelsea. Let me count few games I think they can lose. They can lose to Chelsea. Obviously, even Chelsea is unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to give you. They can lose to Arsenal. They can lose to Man City. They can lose to Liverpool. If they drop 12 points, I am 100% sure that Man United is going to win the remaining games they're really having. That is it. I know they're really having huge games to play. They are going to be hosted by Newcastle. But however much they can lose 3 or 4 or 5 games, all draw games and drop points, do you think Man United is better placed to come in through to play a very huge part as far as winning their games are really concerned? I tell you, no. The answer is no. I cannot come out and put my money on Man United to come out and really kill off these games. No way. No way. I cannot come out and really do that. So I think bye-bye to Champions League football. That is it. We've gone ahead to say bye-bye. I don't find ourselves anywhere near going to the Champions League, because inconsistency is our second name. Our given name is Manchester United, and inconsistency is our surname. Alfred Ken Niyibigira. These players of Man United were very poor today. Midfield was down. Defenders were down. They have long journey to go for top 4 teams. Impossible. It's not going to happen. I don't see us making it to Champions League football. That's it. I don't see us get there. Guys, I don't want to even talk about it anymore. Let's talk about UEFA Europa League. Let's go there and fumble from there. Dan Champion, bro, our midfield costed us today. No need of playing Fernandes and Scott McTominay. I understand. But even if our team looked like that, we are supposed to win against Brentford, because you can't tell me that Brentford really has more quality players than Man United. That lineup was supposed to win. For me, if you're playing against Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, that's when you're supposed to complain of who starts and who doesn't start. But when you're playing against Brentford, a team that is 4 points behind the relegation zone, you come here and tell me that we cannot beat them, that they've gone ahead to really have total control of the game. They've gone ahead to have 31 shots at our goal. You know, we get a chance to score with 3-4 minutes to go, and they equalize again. That's uncalled for. These are players that should win this game of football. It shows you how badly we are. Like Man United. One will say Brentford went away at Arsenal, and they almost really saw Arsenal really lose. All drop points. I understand. But what is the difference is, when Arsenal got a winner in the dying minutes of the game, they defended for their lives to clinch that top spot, and they went ahead to win that game. And for you, Man United, when you went ahead to get your goal that would have gone ahead to take you into the winning front, You didn't defend, yet Arsenal went ahead to defend. That's the difference. So it's not about Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. Whoever was supposed to be put on that field of play had to win. Asimo Ibrahim Aradi, how about you? Rashford is not a United quality, and Ten Hag can't play Mahiney and Scott McTominay on a stubborn team against Brentford. For me, I tell you, I don't believe in all what you are saying. This is not about Ten Hag. It's about the players. If you're playing a team that is fighting not to get relegated and you're on that field of play, why don't you deliver? Man City came here. I think they put like 4 past them. I think it was 3-1. Then Liverpool put 4 past them. So that is the quality that we're talking about. Pure quality, and quality of the highest order. So if you are a United fan outside there, you can only complain about quality when you're playing against teams like Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa and Spurs. How do you complain about quality when you're playing against this team? Brentford, I rate it highly, but the players that started the game were supposed to kill it off and win it off. But all those players came up very tired and they couldn't come up and redo the needful. So I don't know what Ten Hag is going to say after the game, but I'm going to come up with a live stream and tell you what Ten Hag is going to say and react to every bit. I want to hear Bruno Fernandes. He came out and told us that they shouldn't really direct him on how to play as a number 10. That he shouldn't play like Martin Odegaard, he shouldn't play like James Maddison, he shouldn't play like Kevin De Bruyne. Like, for him, is a different number 10 altogether. Where has your difference been? You know, in very many positions you've been, it required Casemiro just one time to be in your position to release Mason Mount. If it was Bruno Fernandes, 90% chance he was going to shoot at the goalkeeper. That is it. Because even when he was far off near the goal, he went in for those shots. What would have gone ahead to happen if at all he found himself in a better position like that? He would have gone ahead to try to be the hero of the night. All Port Charles Procani, let's plan for the summer transfers. There is no top 4 there anymore. We are 11 points behind Aston Villa and 8 behind Tottenham Hotspur. That is it. We should, guys, I'm out. It will be a very huge surprise for Manchester United to make it to the Champions League positions. That is it. It's going to be a very huge surprise. But all in all, let's look at the summer. Ten Hag get backed. Let's see close to. And right now, my list of players to exit Man United is really growing huge and huge. It's influxing. The inflammatory rate at which it's really doing its bulking. Oh my God. Lindelof, Maguire, Eriksson, Amrabat, Anton Martial, Scott McTominay, who else? Sancho, Donny van de Beek, you know, Marcus Rashford. He's not a player. He's not a player that is going to take us to where we deserve to be. Scored in 3 previous games, and it was like, he's back. Did he get back today? Did you see him do anything? No. He was really slowing down the game. He's released in proportion of the pitch. Instead of looking in for quick pass, he tries to do 6 to 7 touches of dribbling that finds him in a forest of legs. A team like Brentford that has 5 defenders on the field of play shouldn't be allowed to reorganize. And what helps them to reorganize are those very many touches you do. If you do the quick passing, you go ahead and really score the goal. Look at how we've gone ahead to score the first goal. It's because of us doing what we call a quick passing. Quick passing is what we are supposed to be doing at the side of Man United, and we shouldn't be allowing stuff to happen and really coming through at a certain place at the club of Man United. So for me, I think we should really offload very many players, like 10, get them out and get in other players. And let Erik ten Hag be told that, go ahead and promote more academy players in this team. Because academy players who are really of quality, if you can get in like 2-3 players who are like Kobe Mainoo, I think they can do the job. That is it. They can do the job. Then Kariango Po, oh my God, but next time better. These players really looked bad. They looked bad. And all the bad they would have gone ahead to have done in like 90 minutes would have gone ahead to be really erased, and replaced with ticks and brightness and being given their flowers if they defended the remaining 3-4 minutes very well. That would have gone ahead to really exonerate them. But you've played badly, you get a goal. After getting that goal, see what happens. You cannot defend. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable at the club of Man United. I'm having sick entertainment. Bye-bye to Champions League. Yeah, for me, I've gone ahead to wave bye-bye today. Bye-bye. I don't know what miracle, I don't know what rabbit Ten Hag is going to pull out of the hat to take Man United to the Champions League, but it's not possible for me. It's not possible. Sick entertainment, bro. Even if we go to the Champions League, we are going to do the things we are still doing. I think next season, we are going to look a much better team because we've gone ahead to come in through and have a new recruitment team. The recruitment team is going to add in more players. I tell you, it reached an extent when Rasmus Højlund had nothing to do in the field of play, but because we never had any other player to come in through to do the job, he was kept on to play 90 minutes. You understand? Very many players. Even Bruno Fernandes. I don't know why Bruno Fernandes plays all the 90 minutes in every game. I don't know why. Why don't you get in Eriksen to play that role for the last 10 minutes and see how things are really going to pan out for the club of Man United? This is where I go inside of Ten Hag and I say sometimes he has denied us to see one of the best number 10s in the world do the number 10 job or role at the club of Man United, and that is Christian Eriksen. CK, bro, you can't enjoy the game. We made Brentford feel like Man City. Yeah, that is it. We made them feel like they're the epitome of playing football in the Premier League. They had team to break, but after conceding close to 30 shots, and you haven't gone ahead to obviously concede, how do you concede with the 31st shot when you've gone ahead to just score? Mentality is down. That's where the Todibos are needed in this team. That's why we need the Braithwaites in this team. Young and aggressive centre-backs that will put their bodies on the line to do the needful. And I know there is a difference that when you're playing with a left-footed player on the left side, we can really defend better. Aaron Wan-Bissaka plays Ivan Toney on side, but where are the other players? That is it. Where are the other players? Peter Klein, guys, you should thank Dalo a lot, a million times. He has kept you in the game to the last minute. To me, he's the man of the match. Dalo is the man. Sometimes I even forget talking about him because the things he does have now become usual. But he closed down on very many occasions. He did lots of things. And thank you for reminding me to talk about Diego Dalo. He's one of those players that are going to be the unsung heroes of this club this season. To show you how good Diego Dalo is, Gary Neville came out and told us that he is the best player of Man United this season. And with no doubt, he is. Because he has been consistent. He hasn't missed out on any single game in the Premier League. He has been shifted to the left, shifted to the right, back of Man United, and he's really performing very well and is really looking world class. That is Diego Dalo for you. So for me, I'm really excited about him. But all in all, a lot has to change at the club of Man United. It has to change. And let me go to Sky Sports and really find some things to obviously talk about this game of football. There is where are these facts that we shouldn't? Ivan Toney has said the following, that I feel like it's points dropped when you see the stats. We don't know how we've not scored more than one goal. The chance I've missed, we've hit the woodwork 4 times. All the opportunities, but it means nothing when you draw the game. On his ruled out offside, the gaffer is always saying to me, make sure you are not being a lazy striker. Stay on side completely, and then you give yourself a chance. But I switched off for half a second, and it's a tight call. Weren't clinical enough in front of goal. We are disappointed in there. So with this team having Mbeumo back, each and every person that is not going to hate to play it, he should really get ready, because Mbeumo, Ivan Toney, that combination is really, really, really huge. And Aston Villa is hosting them, I think, Aston Villa is hosting them on Saturday. That is it, before you play Liverpool. Then, which other team they have to play? So, Brentford is going to play Aston Villa, and I think they can really go ahead and really see Aston Villa draw points. But for my case, I'm really unsatisfied with these players. Klein, the key to unlock United to me is finding the De Bruynes, the Odegaards, and the Toni Krosses of this world. Yeah, I've been vocal about that, and people are going to hate to say that I really have an agenda over Bruno Fernandes, but Bruno Fernandes doesn't deserve to be a player for Man United. If he is, he shouldn't be playing 90 minutes. He shouldn't be playing 90 minutes. Thank you, Klein. He's a little bizarre. That is it. He's a little bizarre, because you can't tell me that you are number 10 and you've gone ahead to register more shots on target than your number 9. That is really unacceptable. Bruno has had 4 shots at goal, and Rasmus Højlund has only had 1 shot at goal. One like this. So, what is your role? That means you are not doing the needful for the team. Here's when he talk about Odegaard. When Odegaard gets hold of that ball, he first looks out for who is there. How is Gabriel Jesus running? How is Edin Ketia running? How is Martinelli running? How is Bukayo Saka running? Before he really shoots. When he shoots, that's the last option he has as a player. That's why he shoots. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. He only shoots when Haaland is nowhere to be seen. Doku or Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva or Phil Foden, and most of the times when he shoots, it's a very huge or a very threatening aim at goal. Sometimes it crosses the line, sometimes it hits the woodwork, sometimes it is saved by the goalkeeper, but how many times does Bruno shoot? Those things are really uncalled for, and you ask yourself, what exactly is this man aiming at? I've come out on several occasions and said Bruno Fernandes is one of the players that cannot be in the same statement with Martin Odegaard, James Maddison, and Kevin De Bruyne. Look at Kyle Palmer at Chelsea. Every time he's played into the central attacking midfield, what he puts up on the field of play. Don't you enjoy to see how that guy plays? For me, I enjoy him. Massively, and I just come out to believe that I wish he was our player. Yet he's not a typical number 10, but every time he's played as a number 10, you see the composure, the aura he brings to the game, the tempo, the creativity, how he threatens the team. Because for me, I've never gone ahead to see number 10s that are panicky as Bruno Fernandes. He panics all the time. Why does he have to panic? Why does Bruno Fernandes have to panic? That is the huge question. No number 10 is panicky. Look at Luka Modric. He's not a panicky player. He just reacts swiftly where it's needed. Where it's not needed, he calms down. Look at people like Odegaard, Kevin De Bruyne. I tell you, on any day, I would play Eriksen as a number 10 at Man United than playing Bruno Fernandes. I tell you this, and it's not the very first time I'm saying this. Even when Eriksen had not gone ahead to come into the club of Man United, for everyone who has been part of this channel, for the years we've been broadcasting on this channel, knows my stance onto this guy. I've always told you, I would rather do an Eriksen as a 10 other than putting a Bruno as a 10. And I even told you I would rather do Donny van de Beek as a 10 than doing this guy as a number 10, because I believe he's costing us. Man United would have gone ahead to be scoring very many goals, but because we lack a number 10, we are not really getting in those goals. Seek entertainment. If Rashford is not in a position to score, he will slow the game and pass back. That's the truth and reality, but no one talks about it. I'm gonna have to talk about it today, and on several occasions he slows down the game. He tries to take off players when he doesn't have a skill set to do that. Football is all about get that ball and move the body. It's not all about moving the ball. It's moving the bodies, because the more you move the bodies, the more you're going to create space for the person with the ball to do the needful. Rashford, you get the ball, you are having 3 players of Brentford to beat. You throw yourself into a lion's den. Stupid about you. You are dimwit for that. You cannot just run into that. And by the way, I felt like we missed a little bit of Amad Diallo today, because I think Amad Diallo coming onto that field of play would have gone ahead to create lots and lots of moments because of his unselfishness. That is it. We missed him a little bit. Kiki, get rid of Bruno and Rashford. If I was in total control of the club of Man United, I really sell them off immediately. I tell PSG, you said you have £80 million for Marcus Rashford. I welcome it with welcoming hands, or with huge open hands. Please get me that money. Who wants to take Bruno Fernandes? Who wants to take Bruno Fernandes? Do you have some £50 million? All right, take him. You get? I sell those two for £130 million. I go in, I get in the following players. Kvaratskhelia to replace Marcus Rashford for like £60 million from Napoli. Then for Bruno Fernandes, I go in at Crystal Palace. I get in a boy called Ebelechi Eze. I get in Ebelechi Eze to be playing as the number 10 for the club of Man United. His composure, his physicality is out of this world. And I'm really very disappointed that the manager is not talking about getting in a number 10, but I'm really promiseful that the owner of Man United is going to have to discover the problem at Man United. He said one of the players we are missing at Man United is like a Paul Scholes-like player and an Iniesta-like player, meaning that they're going to tell Erik ten Hag that we need a creative midfielder, and he should find means of how to use Bruno Fernandes. And I think Bruno's career at Man United is going to come to an end. He's going to be sold. That board of Man United doesn't need a number 10 like Bruno Fernandes. Omar Berrada, the CEO for the club of Man United, knows it better that you need a player who knows what to do and at what time. You understand? So we wait and see how that happens. But CK, Rashford and Bruno today wanted to score. They are very selfish. Yeah. Odegaard is far better than Bruno Fernandes. I've gone ahead to say that on several occasions, and that pisses off some United fans, but that's the fact. Then Klein, as number 10, you need to have a third eye, something Bruno lacks. He's selfish with the ball. Yeah, you've talked about the third eye. He needs to be having it. But what makes you a number 10 is to look at the pitch differently. You understand? When people think that you're going to go for a Hollywood pass, surprise us and really go in for a nearby pass and then try to move down players and direct your players. You are the captain, you are the number 10, and you cannot really orchestrate out magic. Worst bit of you, Bruno Fernandes. Then CK Entertainment lastly saying again, what can we do with Rashford? Doing nothing, like you expect nothing from this guy. Again, if you see Anthony running with the ball, expecting nothing. Yeah. I told you that's why we needed Amad Diallo on the field of play. But let's wait and see what pans out. We deserve to get a loss. We ended up with a point. To me, it's like a win for Man United because this was supposed to be a loss. We didn't do anything that guaranteed us to get a goal. We didn't do anything that guaranteed us to get even a point. Klein, I think it's a high time Mount gets to get into the steering of the number 10 role. He can unlock the real he can unlock his real potentials. Yeah, he's really a very good player. Very good player, but I don't see him getting that team of Man United and Bruno gets benched. No way. Ten Hag won't do that. He won't do that. Ten Hag won't do that. So, I'm this kind of person who thought that Man United should get in Kai Havertz. I thought Kai Havertz was going to do a better job for the club of Man United. But Mason Mount, for me, it was not a signing I really wanted. But he's here. I have to back him. He has scored his first goal. Maybe it's going to boost his levels of playing at the game of football and mentality. And his mentality is going to really switch to the positive end. And with the Euros around the corner, being one of those players that the manager of England is looking at, he might really continue to score very many goals. As on Thursday we go to play away at Chelsea, he might really unlock more his potentials down there. Though he's not the number 10 that really has a third eye. That is it. I don't think that is that good quality. You cannot compare him to Odegaard, Maddison, and what's the name of this other guy? Kevin De Bruyne. I do an Eberechi Eze ahead of him. You get? So, I sign out for now. See you later. I'm going to record the player ratings and upload them here onto this channel. Guys, good night and happy Easter Sunday, the Muslims.